Former Des Plaines Police Chief Bill Kushner is joining us right now. Bill, are you there? There you are. Thank you so much for joining us here on First at 4. I assume you've seen this video already. Let's start with this. What do you make of the video that you've seen released so far?
Well, first off, it's a tragedy, but it's a tragedy of the young man's making of his own doing. He ran with the firearm. You can see as he turns with the firearm, the officer was continually announcing his office, telling him to drop the gun, to stop. The young man turns with the gun in his hand, and he shot. He shot one time. The officer immediately goes into life-saving mode. From my perspective, from 45 years in law enforcement, 30 of them with Chicago, absolutely, it's a good shooting. It's tragic. It's unfortunate that the young man failed to comply. It's unfortunate that he was out at 2:30 in the morning, and it's unfortunate that he had the firearm. What's even more unfortunate is now the officer has to live with the fact that he took the life of a 13-year-old.
Bill, let's talk about that compliance part, because that is the sticking point for a lot of people that have watched this video at this point. If you back up, break it all down, roughly 2 minutes into that video, you hear that officer saying stop. 2 minutes, 4 seconds, the officer says, show me your hands. And then at that point, Toledo complies. But at 2:06, that 13-year-old is shot right in the chest. What do you make of that? The hands are up. If there was a gun, because that's really the sticking point here. Some people say they don't see a gun. Some people say they see a gun. If the gun is down, is that the correct response from a police officer to fire when someone appears to be in compliance mode?
He wasn't in compliance. From my viewing the video, and we've had it up on a very large screen TV, and I've looked at it on the computer and the phone. The firearm is still in his hand, and he is an active threat to the police officer. And unless you've actually been in that situation, you can't imagine just how quickly time flies, and the emotions, the circumstances, and the reaction, and it truly becomes a matter of survival for the officer. And I truly get the impression that there are a number of people who would wish that the officer had been shot before he shot this young man, but that's not the trade-off that the law enforcement officers have to deal with. The state of Illinois has a statute that requires people to comply with the orders of the police officer and submit to an arrest, even if they believe the arrest to be wrong or improper. We call it, in law enforcement, we say you comply and complain. You complain to a judge, you complain to an attorney, you complain to the chief of police or the superintendent of police through COPA, whatever the mechanism is, but you have to comply. And when you fail to comply, especially in a case where there's deadly weapons involved, you certainly take your own life in your own hands.
Bill, you bring up a very good point in terms of the officer's response in that moment. We had another guest on that said that there was no barrier between Adam Toledo and this officer. So that guest felt like the officer made the right decision in the split-second time that he had to make it. Can you talk about what type of training officers even go through for moments like this?
The training in the police academy is almost 6 months long, and there's a huge component of hands-on training where the officers are put in situations with either inert firearms or with simunition rounds, which are basically paintballs, where they're put in situations just like this. They have to make the life or death decisions in a split second. And the officers are trained. You can't train for every eventuality, but you can certainly train for as many as you can think of. And the training is bounded by the physical capabilities of the training center where the officers are at, and the staff involved, and the imagination of the personnel, because you want everything to be germane and realistic as possible. There was no barrier, there was no cover, there was no concealment, there was no car parked in the alley where the officer could hide behind and give solid verbal direction. The telephone pole was away from the scene of the shooting, if I recall correctly looking at the video. There was no recourse for this officer but to give verbal direction and then use deadly force when the young man turned with the gun in his hand.